Before we get into today's episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Open Doors Open Mind YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and on our other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook and now TikTok. Links to all will be in the description below. But without further ado, let's watch the episode.
Hey, we're back.
I thought you were just clapping me. Just one clap.
One very good
I know
clap.
no one actually hears that. That's just the beginning of the podcast.
So what, this episode 39?
39. Do you know we are 61 episodes before people actually care?
6. Also, we're nearly there.
Yeah, a lot of podcasts don't make it past 50.
Oh, we're definitely making it past 50.
Are we?
Yeah, easy.
Okay.
Easy. We're going to do it all in one day.
Just, wow. That's a lot of change of clothes, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no episode. We'll get that easy. So it takes to 65 before somebody cares.
No, it takes
We've
100.
got carers. We've got 110
Where is your
subscribers.
maths gone? No, it takes 100.
100
Yes.
episodes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We've got
For
65.
you to be, for you to be trusted. Yeah, we got 61.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there slowly.
Nearly halfway.
It's only you that slows it all up.
It's true.
We could do one every day and bang them out. But no, it's just you, a very busy man.
Yeah.
Where you been?
I've been to Dublin to see my godkids. They're 9. They didn't know. So it was really nice to go and see them. And we did so much stuff. And I'll tell you what was really nice. I said to the kids, I was there on Thursday, and I said, I'm going to get up on Saturday morning. I'm going to do parkrun in Dublin because I've never done it in a different country. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a different country. No matter where
It is, all right, so especially Southern Ireland. So, and I said to the kids, would you like to do it? And they both said, yes. I was like, okay. But in my mind, I'm like, this is going to be hard. It's a hard challenge. The boy, Sebi, he plays sport and stuff like that. So, running, he'd probably be fine. But Bella doesn't really do that. She does horse riding, stuff like that. So cardio is not the same thing. And also 9, she's quite slight, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. You sure? Yep. So I signed them up. And on Saturday morning, we got up. And they both did it.
What, the whole thing?
The whole thing. It's 5K.
How did they feel after all of that?
Sebi was kind of just normal. He was just like, oh yeah, cool. He's a bit tired, legs hurt. But Bella, what I liked about her is that we're running and she was suffering. And then she said, and we're running, she said, Bella, you've got this.
Oh, wow. So she controlled her mental health by having a word with herself kind of thing.
Yeah. And I don't normally stop when I do it, but I'm running with a 9-year-old. So she said, well, right, we're going to get to these markers and then we can stop and then we'll do a countdown and then we have to start. But you have to say, let's start running again. So it has to come from her. So she has to push herself. And it was incredible. We got past the line and, it was something that she had never, ever done before.
How far did you actually
5K.
run? And how old are these children?
9.
What, both of them are 9?
Yeah, the twins.
So they both ran 5K at 9 years old.
Yeah, Sebi did it just over 30 minutes and Bella did it in 34. So yeah, and Sebi was the fastest of his age group there.
Wow, that's an achievement in itself,
Yeah.
right? Wow.
Yeah, and Bella was the only girl of her age group there.
So do you, obviously running, with mental health and bits and pieces, there's, obviously I've never done 5K run before, but in a sense of, there's some, my friend that does it says there's like a runner's high.
Yeah.
Would you get that, get that at 5K?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because he reckons it's one of the best feelings ever.
Yeah, I mean, for him, maybe. But it's a sense of achievement. And what they had is for the rest of the day, everyone was so proud of them. You should have seen people running past them. And like, keep going. You're doing really well. And giving them high fives and stuff like that. Like, it was like a little community because they see this is not an easy thing to do, and everyone's first time, it was their first time. Are they going to go and do it again? Who knows? Hopefully, it'd be nice. But if they don't, they still did it once. And that's what I always say. I used to say it with kids about going on scary rides. We go to theme parks and stuff, and I'd say, right, let's go. And they're like, oh, I'm scared of that one. I was like, you're meant to be. And I say to them, you have to go on at least one scary ride, and if you don't like it, you don't have to do it anymore. But you can't go on none. You have to push yourself.
Do you reckon they could have done the 5K if you wasn't doing it with them?
Sebi did it with his dad, and he's quite driven. No, Bella wouldn't be able to.
Without adults, then, is what I'm trying to say.
No.
I
think now somebody knows he can do it. That's the funny thing, isn't it, right? It's a bit like riding a bike, and then you're like, oh, by the way, I can't ride a bike. And then all of a sudden, someone's helping you. Can you do it on your own? And then all of a sudden, you can do it, and you can do it on your own. You wouldn't want anyone to help you. I think Sebi would be in the same position. That he'd be like, oh, I can do it on my own now. I don't need anyone to help me. I can just go and run. Because he's not going to be running his own. He's not going to run it faster than 17 minutes, which is the fastest that people ran it that day. But he would have been able to run it. I reckon he would be able to run it in about 28 minutes, which my fastest, normal, my fastest is about 23 and my normal is about 26. So depending on weather.
So then that show you then that you can help somebody else to achieve something. Because
First time,
yeah, but you're there as a support. Yes. Now they've got the confidence.
It's a bit like first time you have to go to the doctors on your own. Because the whole of your life you just went with your parents, and then one day you're like, "Oh, I've got to do this on my own." And normally you go on your own because it's embarrassing. Normally, it's true. It's true.
I think that's a whole different podcast to find out what you went for.
Yeah. Peter, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
In the building, yeah, no problem. Have you achieved anything this week that you hadn't achieved last week?
A lot of editing.
That's always good.
Editing on at the moment.
And do you think of it as all at once, or like all together, or do you think of it in like chunks, like one bit?
In the past, I usually edited a project at a time, but since working here, there's always something else going on at the same time which needs to go out at a different time. So
he's very calm. Like yesterday, for example, Peter, do you want to explain about what happened to your car yesterday?
So the day before, I got here and had a flat tyre.
Right.
Called my insurance. They came and put on my spare tyre.
Right.
And so that night, I didn't have a time to go and get the tyre replaced. And then I had to take my wife to a hospital appointment yesterday morning. On the way back from the hospital, I was driving to the tyre place, and a car swerved out on my side of the road, pushing me over and hit a pothole on the dummy wheel. That went flat. So the same guy had to come out and get me, take me back to the tyre place, and it was a bit of a nightmare.
And then obviously I come to rescue him.
Oh, do you come to rescue him?
Yeah. So I came to rescue him to take him to bring him back here because we had another podcast to do. And he then realised his tyre was going to be fixed in time because otherwise I'd have to bring him here, go back, take him back to Newbury to get his car to come back here again. But in the politest way, when I picked him up, he's like, oh, cheerful. I say cheerful, but not like it was the best fit. But he didn't. I'd have been effing and blind.
But where does that get you? It
stressed me.
Where does that get you? That would have ruined your day. It hasn't ruined his day.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say to you. He's very calm. Like under pressure, I don't know how he does it, but under pressure, like he just said, there's so much going on here where he would have edited one, then the next one where he's got to edit this one, jump into this one, jump into that one, fix the car, take the missus to the hospital appointment. But like talking to him now, he's not angry about it.
There's not a lot that phases me, to be honest.
But that's his personality type, and that's a good thing. Because he knows that being stressed or freaking out on stuff like that, not to say he doesn't get you
How would you have reacted to that situation? Exactly what just happened to him.
Do you know, it just happened. Like, yesterday, I went and opened the front door and then put some stuff out in the bins and got some stuff from the post box, then shut it. And then my friend was popping back. I had a really quick turnaround. I was working yesterday in Stoke. And then the door didn't open. And what's happened is the door lock at the bottom has dropped when the others can open. That wasn't opening. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'll sort that out tomorrow. There's no point being like, there's another thing. Oh, it's always, I hate my life. Why am I going to do that? What?
So you just take it as it is?
Yeah, because what else can I do? Because in the end, I still have to fix it. In the end, he still has to fix it. You're freaking out about it and getting annoyed about it. It just makes your blood pressure go up. And then closer to having Alzheimer's. That is not linked. But you know what I mean? Like, it just is not good for you to be always at the top of your edge of breaking down and being sad because of a pothole and your tire's gone. Like, come on. Look at other people's life. Go and have a look at what's just happened across the world right now. Look at what happened in the earthquake. Look what's happening with people's families that's happened in Epsom. Look what's happened. Like, come on.
Epsom?
Yeah, did you not hear the story? So allegedly...
Well, I know what you're on about Turkey with the earthquake, right?
Yeah. Allegedly, 15,000 people plus dead. You know.
Is that what in Turkey?
Yeah.
Whereabouts wasn't it? Because I've tried.
I don't know. We can find it out and stuff like that. Peter,
there's your job. Find out what happened in Turkey.
The Epsom thing is a family. She was a teacher, I think she was, and her husband killed her and her daughter and himself.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. So that's mental health stuff there.
Wow. I knew some people that happened too. Lived around the corner from me when I was a kid. His dad came back home, killed his wife, killed his kid, and killed himself. Pretty crazy.
Was there a reason? Because I always think the reason is this.
I think they separated shortly before.
Right.
I can't remember the exact details, but I'd seen him, the kid, at a party a few months before, sort of thing. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah. It just shows you how quick your mental health can spiral out of control, right?
Well, I don't think that is mental health then. What happens is trauma. So if your wife comes home and says, I'm leaving you, and you're angry, I don't think that's your mental health. I think that's you reacting in the moment.
Is that not the same?
I think mental health for me, I think is long-term. Like a long-term thing of stuff that's happening in your life. I think if we keep on calling everything mental health, I don't think we can kind of cut it up enough.
Cut it up.
And I think that if something happens to you, a bit like the tire thing, if that happened to you, in that moment you're annoyed because it's annoying. That's not your mental health. You're annoyed. That's fine.
A few years ago, I would have been spitting feathers.
No, but you're adding it to the pile of stuff. That's your mental health. The pile is your mental health. That one-off thing is not your mental health.
No, but it can be, what's the word? The straw that breaks the camel's back?
Yeah, but that's just all sayings. I'm fine to have sayings. I only care about solutions. I just heard this amazing thing that I was looking at before. I was getting my car washed and stuff, and about victimhood. And I think that everyone wants to say they're a victim. And you know what? We all are. There's something that you're a victim of. Yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone. Mm-hmm. So they did this experiment, and they put makeup scars on 5 candidates to go into a job interview. And they were like, they wanted to see what it would do and what it would change and what it would affect and how you would feel when you have this makeup scar on you. But when you walk into someone else, people are just looking at your scar. Yeah? And you would judge, they could probably judge you. What happened there? Why is that? Why, what did you do? They're judging you. Anyway, before they went into the interview, they're like, oh, we want to touch them all up again because we feel like they don't look as real as we want them to do. And do you know what they did?
Go on.
They took them all off. They took off all the makeup. There was no scar. But they never told the 5 candidates that went into there. So they went into that room and they had their interview. And when they came out, every single one said they were a victim and they were judged. And they were being judged for the scar on their face. But they didn't know there was no scar on their face. And the problem is that we always want to look to reason why you don't like me is because of this. And we all want to be victims all the time. That's what we go to. Instead of actually might be thinking, you might have come in here, one with a chip on your shoulder, because you're already preempting that I'm going to judge you because you have a scar on your face, which, by the way, is not there. And I think we have this thing all the time that we're always thinking, what is the reason that I can blame you?
Rather than actually looking.
And what is the reason why I won't blame me? Because it's easier to be a victim. You know what I mean? I've always said this about extreme talking, about like getting attention. And it's like, if you look at your Instagram, probably not yours, right? Probably a bit mine, but mine less, because a lot of it's our stuff now. But if you look at my social media, I've stopped doing selfies. Because why? Who are they for? Like, who are they for?
See, me, when I use mine, it's so I can look back and go, yeah. Like, personally, I'm looking back. I've only had about 9 on there and the whole time.
Mate, I'm not saying photographs. I'm saying selfies.
Yeah. So my selfies of me was in the gym. In a sense of, like, to me now, looking at them has inspired me to get back to that physical. And
100% will give you that. Because in the sense, what you're doing is you're trying to make sure, hey, I'm getting better, I'm doing this, I'm getting bigger, I'm doing this, but this is what I've achieved. That's fine.
But I get where you're.
Do you reckon that's everyone else's selfie reason?
For perfect. I think it's for attention. A lot of people want it. Is it validation? Is
I get told off that I don't post enough.
I don't think you do.
You don't think I post enough?
No.
I don't want to. Because it's none of your fucking business what I'm doing.
No,
I don't need to show off. I don't need to show off. Like, if you want to Google me, you want to look for me, that's fine. But what I do in my life, unless it's for a charity, unless it's for an event, then I will. I'm not just doing stuff for like, hey, this is my channel.
But do you not think that changed when you did the X Factor?
What do you mean?
So, in the politest way, you've got fans, correct? No matter which way you go, you got just on one. There's 16,000.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're not.
I haven't got 16,000.
They're not fans. They're just people that follow, and they get caught in this kind of algorithm thing, and then they forget about it. They might not even see your thing. My thinking is, I don't need to post for other people. I don't need the attention. No, I post for us because it's for our
correct. Yeah, no, I get
work in collaboration.
Do you not think?
But an everyday thing of just posting or stuff like that. Do you know how many people are posting? Do you know how many people are doing stuff? It makes nearly no difference unless you have something to say. And people are just posting, saying nothing.
Why do you think Bernie, everything you post, puts back up again?
What do I post?
Anything you physically do, say anything. Even like I've seen her posting about calendars.
Yeah. But that's her. She's posting on the sense of that's what makes her feel happy and stuff like that. But that's not for me.
Yeah, but in the politest way, by you posting, you're making.
No, I don't need the pressure of other people. I honestly, no offense, Bernie, I don't care. I don't care about social media because it doesn't mean anything. People can make their lives on it. People can do that stuff like that. But guarantee in 5 to 10 years' time, they'll be lost.
I get why you don't look at the comments. I get that because obviously you can get caught up in the spiral for goods and negative and you can get a big head or you can get angry and upset because someone said something.
But what if you get upset or triggered that you only get 4 likes on your most important posts, or the picture you think you look good on, you get 1?
So why did you know the experiment that you did?
What was that?
For the growing you to.
They asked me to do it.
Yeah, but not in a polite sense. I couldn't have done it.
Why?
Because you're you and I'm me.
No. You could have done it. You just they're all built on algorithms. Right. They're all built on using hashtag algorithms, right time. Like I literally had a schedule of when I had to post, what I had to write, what I had to hashtag, what I had to say. I had a schedule, and it was quite intense. Mm-hmm. Because that's how it works.
But you wouldn't want to live your life like that, but that's what some people do, right?
Of course, because that's their business, and I'm very lucky that I don't have to do that as a job. Right? I'm not saying it's not a job. Of course it is. Anything you have to pay your attention to, and it gives you money, is a job.
All right, okay. Let's just say you didn't post anything on any social media.
Yeah.
Right, and you hadn't done that since the day, you got rid of all social media after X Factor.
Yeah.
Right, everything gone, all your tours, everything's gone.
Yeah.
Do you think you would be doing what you're doing now if you didn't have the social media and the exposure?
Yes.
You think Postcode Lottery, all the rest of it would have come to you?
Yes, because I can still be on their social.
No, but how would they have found you in the politest sense? By you doing your
no, they didn't find my social.
Remember,
at the same time when I did X Factor, there wasn't any.
What? Yeah, it was Instagram and stuff.
No, there wasn't.
Was it not?
No.
Generally, was it that long ago? Are you that
14
old?
years ago.
It was
Instagram. Twitter was 1 year old. Facebook was kind of around. But
Facebook was definitely around then.
Yeah.
14 years ago.
Facebook was around. But it wasn't what it was now. I didn't have a Facebook page. Someone else did it for me. No, but not mine. They did fan pages. I had nothing to do with it.
So in the politest way, without obviously going into too much detail, how did you get the job at Postcode Lottery?
I sang at their events because I was from X Factor. That's not social media.
But how did people know who you was?
Because of X Factor. It's the biggest TV program. 20 million people watched it.
Right.
There was nothing to do with social media.
Is it not?
No.
As social media, the exposure.
At that time, there was, 5 main channels. Obviously, people had Sky, but BBC and ITV are the ones that people were watching at that time.
Pretty much,
they don't watch that now. They're not watching like they used to. There's Netflix and Disney Plus and Apple TV and stuff like that. Like Apple Plus. There's so many things that people can do in that time. But now when we're trying to throw stuff down and do podcasts and do social media and stuff like that, the traction that people get, and you go, oh, they got loads of views. You're not looking at all the others that have literally 0 views.
But even if you go on, say Love Island, for a perfect example, because of as soon as they go on, there is somebody doing their social media.
Of course, because it is
Look at Molly May, or instantly.
But only because
she didn't even know it happening.
Only because of the TV. That wouldn't work if they weren't on TV.
That's my point.
Yeah.
But they've continued it because they have people that are...
And how many of them kill
invested
themselves?
in their lives. Huh? That's what I'm trying to bring this back to, in the sense of...
You know what I mean? Like, the problem is, it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword, and you live and die by that sword, and you're doing all this stuff, and you're putting all your stuff with your relationship and all that stuff. Mate, I've had stalkers. That's why I don't put anything out. I don't put anything out. I'm never on any... No one is ever on my social media that's my partner, ever now. Ever. I can be on theirs, but they can't tag me.
So, with your partners and bits and pieces, if, like, for example, we went out this weekend and your partner come along and I took a picture and tagged you...
I tell you to take it down.
Take it down?
Yeah.
I get why you would do it, because obviously it's...
People start interfering. Oh, you can do better than that. Oh, they're too good for you.
Yeah.
And they start sliding into their DMs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because of...
Or they get evil. One of my situations that I was going out with someone, and someone found out there was some random stalker, found out what it was, and then sent letters to my partners at the time's work saying that they're giving drugs to some kids. None of it's true. They try to bring them. They try to bring down the person going out.
You can see
with.
how life is affecting and situations affects people's mental health. So like that,
mate, I can,
mate, badly someone's mental health.
No.
So
So my partner was just like, this is fucking weird, but he wasn't messed up by it.
No, I'm talking about.
No.
That not affect you in any sort of
No,
way.
I just don't give them anything. I just don't give anyone anything. You just have nothing now. That's my thing. Like, I've always said that I do it my way or nothing. That is my rule. It's a bit like when I play gigs. If I play for how much it costs to hire me or it's free. There's no in between and there's no mate rates. There's nothing like that. That's the rule. It's black and white. Because the problem is, if I do it with like mates rates or someone else, they'll be like, oh, we got down for this. And they tell someone else, they tell someone else. You can't, you have to make sure it's very easy for people to understand. And there's no-go areas. A lot of people have them. A lot of people don't want their kids on social media. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want their partners on social media, and that is fine. You don't have to lay everything bare out for everyone else, because
you can get caught up in I suppose, a vicious circle and mess your own mental health up with.
To be honest, right, if the postcode said, and it's fine, they said you can get rid of all social media, I wouldn't have any. It's just a waste of time. I'm not learning anything.
So do you not go through like your Instagrams, your TikToks, not just for your own, but looking at other people's?
Yeah, because I prep for the show by doing it.
So it, like you said, it is a double-edged sword. It is a positive and a negative in one, right?
What? Tell me one thing that isn't.
Me?
You're not a double-edged sword. You're not positive and a negative. You don't have good parts and bad parts to yourself in our friendship. Of course you do.
Maybe.
Everyone does. It's a difficult situation, social media, and everyone, like a turkey doesn't vote for Christmas. So if you really are making loads of money from social media, you're never going to make the argument, and they could be like, well, you're not making any money from social media, that's why you're not caring about it. I was like, yeah, that's true. You're literally bang on, because it's not my job. But if it is your job, right, then of course you're going to be for it. And you think, oh, it really makes a difference and stuff like that. That's fine. But for me, personally, I don't care about it. I've never have. It's a bit like telling someone to come to my house and then I showed them all my photo albums of when I went on holiday. How boring. You know what I mean? And it's cool. But the problem is, I feel like there's probably more divorces, there's probably more affairs, there's probably more people messing around than there has ever been, because it's so easy.
Yeah, I definitely reckon since social media really kicked in,
it's so
divorce,
easy.
Mental health, separations, all that sort of stuff.
Let me look at most people in this room. There's 4 blokes in this room. Let me look at the people that you follow on your social. I can find something that can ruin your relationship so you have your partner. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something. We mess up.
Yeah, but yeah, I see where you're going with that. Anyway, going back to Peter, have you found out about Turkey?
Now, this is a real
thing. It's on the border between Turkey and Syria.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Not sure the exact name of it.
Do we have a number? Because we had last time I had it was 15 million. It's difficult.
15 million.
No, sorry. I don't know why I said 15 million.
What?
Wow.
15,000
Yeah,
dead
yeah.
in Turkey. What? That's
just
a lot of people.
Saying a population there. Sorry, I was reading other things. No, I do you know what? Weirdly enough, I was clicking in. Do you hear about the Grammys and stuff?
No.
Harry Styles won Best Album.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So, and people led into this situation because they thought it should have gone to Beyonce. Beyonce now, I think, has won the most amount of Grammys ever. But she's never won the big ones. The big ones are like Best Album. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And Harry won it. And apparently Adele walked out. Not that Adele wanted it, but she thought that Beyonce should have got it.
Right.
You know, and if you're a pop star and you're having these sort of situations, what do you reckon that may do? Because what if none of that is true or all of that is true? How does that affect you on when people say stuff about you that is true and not true? What do you do with that situation? What does Harry do? And like, because then he said people like me don't win prizes like this. Now he means from his background, where he's from, that he's just a normal kid from England, and you know wherever he's from, and you know this doesn't happen to me, right? And then they turned it around like, well, you're just a white man. Of course it happens to you. You know, what?
What did that actually genuinely happen?
Of course it does, because it takes one person to say it.
So because
it takes one person to say it.
And this goes back to what you're saying about being a victim. You had to find a way, the reason why you didn't get something, because you're a victim.
It's just really, it's a really hard situation, because I think like what we're doing now is I think we're listening, and you're listening right now if you're listening to this, you're listening to other people's opinions. Then you have your opinion, and you think it's important, and it's not. None of this is important. You know, we can give advice and we can talk about stuff and have ideas, but to be honest, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. And yeah, like, and I think in this situation, like with Harry Styles, and you know, well done to him. Like, it was an incredible thing. You know, he was in the band, you know, 2010 and stuff like that, and now it's 2023. It's not like he's not worked for this. You know what I mean? That's 13 years of being in the biggest band ever, and then having quite a successful solo career, which the others have not achieved. They've done well, but they haven't achieved what Harry's doing. You know, and then all of a sudden, people are just like, in your circle of, you know, famous people, of Beyonce and Adele and stuff like that, you want to feel like you even exist and should be in that circle, right? And then you hear that someone walks out, or you hear that you don't deserve that, or you hear, you know what I mean? Like, this is why everyone has imposter syndrome.
So
it's one of those
without
things
making this a bit weird, so are they saying it's because?
No. I said that was just one article that was in the paper. He said things like this don't happen to me.
And someone said because you're a white
guy.
Well,
no. They said that of course it does happen to you. You're a white guy. Well, in history, white guys always won. Just going to tell you.
Yeah. No, but in the politest way, I was with you and. As in Beyonce, not because she's black.
Yeah, no.
In the sense of,
just as an
I
artist.
think she's better.
Yeah, just as an artist.
Nothing to
of course.
do with.
But was her album better? You don't know. So you know.
But in the polite sense, people are making. I don't know. That just really.
I know.
Messes with me.
Of course.
How you've turned that. I agree.
But what about that story isn't real? What about that as just a person just wrote it down because they knew they could get people to talk, so they just said it. Because we can do that. We can all do that. When I was at university, they asked us to go onto a tube and start an argument and then leave that argument and see if it still carried on. It's so easy. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
Drawn in and just frustrated.
Look at you.
Like, no, I agreed. I think Beyonce should have.
No. But then it's switched up by another story, and then you're like, and like instead of be like, yeah, fair enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's ever changing, and then people think that they're upset matters, and it honestly doesn't. We need to all. Do you know what? We need a t-shirt saying we all need to be all more Peter. You know what I mean?
All more Peter. Yeah, let's do this.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what?
All more Peter.
Yes. We'll have a mug made with his face on it. We all need to be all more Peter.
What's going on? Have you got any talking points that you want to go on? I've got a couple of things, but that's here and there.
No, just one thing that I've been doing since our last podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been trying it, and it seems to.
You've been sniffing. Everyone thinks you're doing cocaine.
No, it's a It's a saying that I say to myself every morning.
You're bloody awesome, Scott. You are
along
bloody
them
awesome.
No.
Okay.
So
Peter's awesome.
I completely
Bloody
agree.
awesome.
No, it's the saying I say
I
to
wish
myself.
Dan would shut up.
Just shut up. Let me say it.
I'm going to do this. Ready?
Right. Okay. So what the saying... Now you're just putting me off. So the saying is what I say to myself in the mirror. There's a guy that researched this many years ago, and I'm giving it a go. And if it seems to be helping my mental health. So what the saying is, every day, in every way, you're getting better and better. You say that 20 times to yourself in the mirror, looking at yourself. And I've done that every day since our last podcast. And it's not like it's all with a magical wand. It's just kind of reinforcing that, I don't know, that I am getting better. I am on a journey. It goes along the side of the 24 hours, give yourself... All right, and I just fell into that trap for a perfect example, but then flipped it back the other way. But it's, I don't know, it helps me. It just helps me in the sense of, they call it self-hypnosis, in the sense of it's like reinforcing. You say something or do something long enough, or say them words for a long period of time, it helps and it locks in a certain image in your head, if that makes sense. So obviously, it's in the every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. It's like the placebo, I suppose, but it seems to work a little bit.
So it's true.
I am getting better and better every day, and it's knowing that like I've said before, the 24 hours, that, you know, things could be different in 24 hours, but every time I'm waiting for that next 24 hours, I'm getting better every time. That's how I feel for myself. And obviously going back to that magical eye, is mental health curable? I'm managing it to the point of where it's not affecting everything I do. But perfect, I fell straight into your trap. I'll say it was a trap, but in the sense of society's trap.
Yeah.
Listening to... That guy could have actually just done that to spark literally...
Oh, I just did.
That's my point. I didn't even know it was true. I just took it from you that it was true. And that's as simple as you can affect yourself just by listening to, in the politest way, bollocks from somebody else.
It's so funny, actually. I noticed that there was a person I worked with, and I feel like they're very quiet. And they don't get involved in any discussion, which I find distrustful sometimes, but it's fine. Because I don't really know who you are. Like, I need to see some people's edges. Because if I see you get annoyed and then we can bring you down quite quickly, I'm like, okay, cool, we just won't bring them there again. You know what I mean? But if they're quiet, I sometimes worry. But then actually, I felt like, well, good. Not everyone has to be bloody loud.
I think they're dangerous people, them kind of people.
But you're dangerous.
No comment.
See, quiet.
Dangerous, Brian.
Dangerous. I had a really nice thing. And I think that in this room, we should all use it and do it and take it forward and pass it on.
Okay, go on.
I think that you should praise people when they can't hear you. So many people want to trash talk. So many people talk behind people's backs and have opinions that are not flattering. What if we just changed that dynamic and just said really nice things about people behind their backs? Because in the end, you kind of hear about the shit talking. But the same way you might hear, like, the other day I was at somewhere and I was like, oh, you know, my friend Adam. And he was like, yeah, I do. He is so lovely. He's like the nicest guy. And he's really, really talented. And like, I'm so glad I know him. He's a nice person. I was like, well, he's my best friend. He was like, well, I bet your life's better for having him in it. I was like, having him in my life. I was like, yeah. He's like, good. And I was like, and my friend will never know that that's what we're talking about. And it's just so nice. Because it's so always the other way. So if we can start saying nice things about the people that are around us to other people, isn't that nicer?
That's not a bad way of looking at it.
It starts with you, doesn't it? Like, if you can just be like, I heard Scott's like a bit difficult, but actually he's so easy to work with. If you watch our podcast, like we're always learning, we're always doing stuff, and he's really open. He's a really open person. He's really easy to talk to, and if you have a problem, you could go to him and he would help you out. And he'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, people just it would depends on what image someone else is, like you said, pointed in their head, right?
Yeah, well, I've always said the people that you like, you judge on their best moments, and the people you don't like, you judge on their worst. That's it.
It's not a bad way. Is that you laughing or is that you?
That was me laughing.
That was you?
Yeah. Just sit in laugh. I've written down so much. There's so much going on as well. I think people need to find more hobbies. I think just when I went to see the kids in Ireland this weekend, like literally we went to the cinema. We went on, we did parkrun. Then we went on a trip around Ireland, like on a, it was kind of like a car sort of bus thing, and it turned into a boat. And it was like a Viking tour around Ireland, which was really random. And then we went bowling, and then we went to the horse riding centre where they both the kids do horse riding. Then we went play tennis, and this is over the course of 3 days. You know, this is not one day. But it was just so nice. There were so many different things that were trying out stuff. That I was just like, and all of them had their moments, and they were like, oh, I can do it, I can't do it, I can do it, I can't do it. You know, as kids do it because they can't do it naturally straight away. They think they're rubbish. That's what they want to say. But everything is practice. But I think if you can have hobbies, and as many as you had, like as your kid, I know work gets in the way and partners and kids and stuff like that. But like, I just think it's so much better for you to be. I
100% agree with that one, because it's part of what I'm doing with families with mental health and bits and pieces. I get them to do the gym stuff together. So and I found that it brings the children and the parents a little bit closer, because they learn something about the other one and how to push the other one and support the parent or the child, vice versa. So in the sense of, I'll make it a bit of a competition. So everybody wants to beat dad, right? So obviously I use a thing called Blaze Pods, and I turn the exercise into a game. Nice. Like anything, the child wants to beat the parent. I ain't losing to my child. But it becomes fun, and they learn something about each other. And I found that it brings, so like some of the children that I'm helping with the mental health stuff that I do, by the parents understanding the child's strengths and weaknesses without realizing they're supporting them. This is why I asked that question. Do you think the twins would have done that initial 5K if you hadn't supported them? Do you feel closer to them and an achievement together? Do you think they see it the same as that as you do?
I could see it on their face. So, you know, obviously when we finished and, you know, they're exhausted and stuff, and then we went and had food and blah, blah. But when I got to put them to bed, I went into Bella's room and I just went, you have no idea how proud you made me. Like, honestly, you have no idea. And you did something that you didn't think you could do, but you actually had energy for it before we even did it. You actually woke up in the morning Saturday and you're like, I can't wait for this run. And I knew she would find it hard. I knew it. In my mind, I was like, she's not going to be able to do it. Honestly, that's what I thought. Not going to be able to do it. I think I pushed it too far. Said maybe, but still maybe not. But I felt like this is nothing she's ever done before, and she did it. And I was just like, I love that. I love proving, and I love when people prove you wrong. I love it.
Do you feel closer from it in the sense of
because it's just this, because it's just, you know, even my other godson, like in Bournemouth and stuff like that, I said to Alfie, I was like, do you want to do parkrun? And, you know, he said he wanted to do it before, and he didn't do it, blah, 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 and it's not really his thing. And he got up in the morning. He didn't have to. It was the only day he doesn't have to get up was Saturday morning. He wants to sleep in until 12, and he got up in the morning and he did it. And he was better than me as well, but he did it. And I was just like, I love that, because that's our memory. I love making effort, and I've said this before, and this is my favorite thing ever. And then afterwards, I'm literally going to shut up. But is you want to hear this sentence as many times in your life as you can from other people. This sentence is like the most important thing you can ever hear, and the sentence is, "You didn't have to do that. Thank you." You know, because.
But do you think they use that experience in the politest way into adulthood?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's locked something in their head that they can achieve what even you thought it was impossible.
It's just hard.
That they're not going to make it but they proved you wrong.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you understand what I mean?
I love that they proved me wrong. I love that they had inner strength.
They're stronger
and stuff
than
like
you think they are.
Because, and do you know what happened, right? I see this happen a lot, and you're a parent, so you understand this. You will sometimes tell other people stuff about your kids when they're stood there that they won't do. They won't eat that. They won't do that. You would tell them. And so what you're doing is giving them an excuse reinforcing that situation.
Yeah.
My friend, she was like, yeah, well, if they're up for it, they're up for it. Yeah, it's fine. It's not once did she say, yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to do it or finish it or stuff like that. I didn't say it, I said it internally.
She would have supported them either way, right?
Yeah, she didn't care. She was like, cool.
And she was still proud that they attempted it.
Yeah, of course. Because that's what mums do, right? That's what parents do. You're like, but, dads were a little bit more, they care about achieving stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, mums are like, just doing it. I'm in the middle. I love you just doing it. If you complete it, great. But if you don't complete it first time, that's fine too. But maybe you complete it 10th time. You know what I mean? You don't always have to achieve the thing straight away, because I think you might not appreciate it as much but if you have to work for it and you struggle, and it's a bit like learning how to do a backflip. There's no way you're going to be able to do it on first attempt. But on 20th, 50th, 100, 1,000, and then you've done it, every time you can't do it, it makes it even better when you do. Every time. You'll be frustrated playing bowling with kids, man. They're frustrated to hell. But they get a strike. It's amazing. Did they get a strike in the first one? No. You know what I mean? And if they did, they don't care, and then they're annoyed they can't get it again. It's difficult, But I like the fact of the parenting was pretty much like, yeah, just go and have a go.
Yeah, I think obviously doing little things like that, and obviously doing the stuff that I do, it brings people closer together.
Mate, I love
and
that.
It gives you that mental strength as well, that other people believed in you at the same time and encouraged.
I mean, I see it, kids growing up, the difference between your kids being 8, 11, 14, 17, right? The difference of those ages, and there's only kind of 3 or 4 years in between those, is they're different people.
100%.
And they need different things. But do you know what they always need? They always need challenging, and they always need compromise, and they always need encouragement and love. That's what no matter what, that's what they all need. Obviously they need food and air and all that stuff like that, but
clothes on their back,
but and then everything else, that they don't need to find things too easy,
because that's not teaching them how easy life is. Life isn't easy, right?
That's why everyone's on TikTok and all that stuff, because it's easy. They're not everyone. I guarantee there's more people watching TikTok than creating TikToks, because creating TikToks is harder than just watching them. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So, and then people are like, "Oh, I can do that." It's like, go on then. And they're like, "Oh no, I can't. It's quite hard." Even just doing this, getting to 39 episodes, right? It's not been easy.
No,
it's got one at a time. For us to get 100, I'm not thinking about 100, but when we're at 99, we're like,
oh my God, we go around.
Look how old we look. You know what I mean? Dan's been working a lot. So, but yeah, who knows what any of this stuff leads to. But I tell you what, it always leads to somewhere if you do stuff than if you don't. And that still goes for you if you want to do social media and if you want to focus on that, it always leads to somewhere if you just put your effort into it. You don't have to put 100% in it. Everyone's like 100%. You just have to put your focus onto it. And then it will lead somewhere. But nothing happens overnight. And if it does...
repetition's another good thing.
Well, that's how you learn how to do everything.
Comes a habit.
Just keep on doing, keep on going.
So what else you got now?
Do you know what? I actually was going to ask you just to reaffirm your saying that you said, and you say in the mirror, because I think it's one of the things at the end of the podcast that's what you say. And I think you should say it at the end of every single podcast now. I think it's a really good thing that people can do. And it's so easy and it's free. But if it can make you feel better, if it does make you feel better, please write in the comments below and just tell us, because it's really nice. You even have to just put a thumbs up. You don't even have to write a comment. Just put a thumbs up, and we'll be like, cool.
Even if I only help one person with that saying, it helped me.
Yeah, because next week you can help 2, and then that's 100% improvement.
The saying is, in every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That is the saying. Say it 20 times. That's what I do. I was told to say it 20 times in the mirror, looking at yourself in the mirror, eye contact with yourself in the mirror, and saying, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better.
I like that.
Even just now, I just feel, I don't know, warm, but in the sense of
good.
I don't know. It just makes me feel positive, knowing that just by saying a few words to yourself can just change your outlook on the rest of the day. Not saying that life's not going to chuck you curveballs all day. Look at Peter, for example.
I can't even get into my front door, so you know what I mean. But every day gets a little better, so it's fine.
Yeah,
it does. I'm working a lot, but I will make time and effort to make sure that we can still do this because I think it's really important. Also, I want to know what happens. I want to know what actually makes all of us angry. So we're going to talk about that next week as well. What makes you angry, and not only think about that, what makes you angry, but also what can calm you down.
So I was actually doing a course on this yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Ask it like your negative thoughts and how it can progress into certain things. But yeah, okay, we'll start this next week.
I like that.
Yeah, so I did a 2-hour thing. I've got, so far I've done 6 hours so far. I've got another 6 hours to go to complete the.
Well, I'll be interesting to hear how that all goes and what you achieve from that as well. But I think it's really, really important. And if you have yours as well, you can tell us what makes you angry and what calms you down. You'll be surprised to find out what calms me down.
Cup of tea.
Fuck.
Mate, even I knew that one. That was obvious from the very first moment I ever met you. You are British.
But
definitely.
It's not
no matter what you say, you is definitely British.
It's not the tea. It's not the tea, though.
No, it's the making the tea.
No, it's someone else doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone like, okay, I'm going to make a cup of tea. And I'm like, oh, I don't want a cup of tea. No, oh, shut up. I'll make a cup of tea. Me making a cup of tea, that's not
the world's crumbling. Yeah, mate, have a cup of tea.
Yeah, mate. I'll be like,
cup of tea and a bit of cake with you, innit? If you wasn't watching your figure and all the rest of it.
No. I do like cake. There's nothing wrong with that. But, like, I don't know. Maybe just like a biscuit. Cheeky biscuit, a ginger biscuit.
Cheeky biscuit.
Cheeky biscuit.
So I have a thing with, so my girlfriend, I think, her son. So when he wants a biscuit, there's a rule. If he gets a biscuit, if he wants a biscuit, he has to give me a biscuit.
Oh, okay.
So that's the rule.
That sounds like a good rule.
Right? So when he goes, Mum, can I have a biscuit? He automatically comes up to me now. We've done it for such a long time and just goes, there you go.
Biscuit of choice?
No, he just randomly
No, biscuit of choice. What would you go for? Peter, you got to answer this question too.
Hobnob, chocolate hobnob.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can eat a pack. Literally, they're Moorish. I swear to God, they put drugs in them things.
I think that they are Moorish and they're quite hard to put away.
That and Pringles.
There's a funny joke about Pringles.
You should never have. No, I can't just eat one.
So what is the whole thing about Pringles? What is the
once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah, which is hilarious because if that actually is true, once you pop, you can't stop. You have to eat them all.
Yeah.
Right? Why is there a resealable lid? That is not my joke. It's a Stephen Merchant joke, but it's true.
No, it's seriously,
I have to eat them all, but I can.
I could literally munch. There's no one I don't know, but I'm sure my best flavour is sour cream and onion.
No, we'll stay away from you for that one. I like the barbecue ones.
What's gone then? What's your favourite biscuit?
Like either like a custard cream or a bourbon.
You're so British.
I could have said rich tea.
Right. Okay. Look. Okay. Right, Peter. Let's
go.
have a guess. Right.
What?
Right. His tea bag of choice.
Oh. Okay.
Peter, what do you reckon?
Is it
Come on.
Yorkshire or something like that?
It's got to be a Yorkshire tea or Earl Grey.
No, actually, I use the tea pigs.
What?
Yeah, they're called tea pegs. They're like you can see through them. But I'm like a fruit tea person, to be honest. I do like a normal tea, but that's if I'm going to someone's house. But if I'm out here, you always know I have like a ginger or something tea.
Yeah. No, I know. Obviously, you like that sort of stuff, but you're more of a.
No, I don't.
You're not a Tetley man, are you?
I couldn't care. I honestly couldn't care.
I bet
if anyone can tell the difference,
would you leave the tea bag in?
Should we? No. I know. I do. No. I use a teapot.
See, so British. Just get the teapot out.
No, because
little plate of biscuits.
No, because you ruin the tea if you squeeze the tea bag in the mug. So if the tea bag's all there,
that's the sort of thing I expect my nan to do.
I don't have a tea cage or anything, but if you would like to make one, for me,
right? I bet your teapot that you got.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It's from Neptune, so it's kind of it's not an old school one. It's like a funky cool.
So how many tea bags do you put in your teapot? Two.
Yeah.
Oh God. I bet you reuse them after, don't you?
No, but I do reuse the ginger ones. All day, the whole day. I'll use the same tea bag the whole day.
You are so British. You are. Nice little potty, little biscuits.
I'm so excited to go home. Peter, favourite biscuit?
I like all the biscuits.
Who doesn't?
I'm just greedy with.
Yeah, I don't care. It's good. I like a pink wafer. Well, next week is our what number episode?
40.
It's 40.
And we've got 110 subscribers. So come on, guys. See on our posts.
They've already stopped watching by now.
We're getting quite a few people liking but they're just not subscribing.
That's what happens, though. But
if you spread the word,
on the percentage of views to subscribers, we're not doing too bad. It's fine.
No, we're not doing too
bad. We're fine. Well, we will be back next week for our 40th episode. We'll be doing something special. We'll be talking about our anger problems and how to come down.
Tune in with a cup of tea and some biscuits.
I'm going to bring some tea and biscuits. That's why I wanted to know what your favourites were, so we can have them here and we can just have tea and biscuits. Are you Dunker?
He's a Dunker. Yeah, mate, you got to have all the sludge at the bottom, right?
Oh, God. That's why I don't have any sugar in my tea.
It's about timing so you don't snap the biscuits, so you don't hold it in too long. It's all about the timing.
How do you eat your biscuits as well? There's loads of questions for you, so we can do that on Instagram. Thank you very much. Thanks, Peter, as always.
No worries.
Scott.
Thank you very much, guys. But remember, in every day, in every way, you are getting better and better. Say that to yourself.
You'll get better at doing that too. We'll see you next week.
It's because I put myself on the spot. Bye, guys.
Bye.